Whatever happened to the conscious crew?
Who are you considering the conscious?
When I say the conscious crew,
Common.
you, Most,
The Soul Quarians.
yeah,
The Soul Quarians.
Oh, we have a swell
Common,
time.
Kanye, and Dave.
Kanye was in it?
He for a second. He was.
What happened?
Remember,
to that?
Kanye's a poser. Remember, he's a poser. He was posing as a backpacker for a second.
Yeah.
And then he moved on to T-Pain.
All of a sudden,
How
He
did you
became posing as T-Pain.
How did you feel when he said that?
I felt like, to be completely honest, I felt disappointed with the culture that someone could just tell you that they a poser, and there wasn't more of a outcry behind it. And I've never said that before because he also said a lot of stuff about me and other people. So the reason why I've never really said that in that way, like, oh, I was disappointed, because people hear you being sensitive or quote unquote emotional about or expressing a feeling like that and feel like, oh, you just hating because he said something about you. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Oh, because you were considered that backpack. He like I'm taking it personal.
Well, he passed you now. That's why you mad.
Yeah, that type of thing. So it's like I've
shit.
never wanted to be looked at it that way. But honestly, I'm like, yo, there's nothing hip hop about posing. And what I will say about Kanye is he
was honest.
He was honest.
Will I Am maybe
was honest.
how honest he was.
Beyond the Will I Am thing.
Will I Am shit.
I ran into Kanye. I haven't seen Kanye since he said that. And I seen him. And I, you know what I'm saying? And as I was walking up on him, the first thing he said, I knew that was you across the room. I could tell from your baseball hat. so immediately he was just like, he just leaned into it, right? I was like, all right.
What you gonna do with that?
Well, yeah, what you
gonna do with
mad
that?
about that?
Yeah,
Right.
And so he was like, and by the way, I do like some of your bars.
Oh, for the love of God, pick a team and play. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
So
I
I'm like,
never liked none of your raps. Oh, by the way, I do like some of your bars.
So I was like, oh, I see it's not the same in person.
Energy.
You're on,
Right.
Yeah, of course.
100 Champs.
We
And-
never heard about Beanie Siegel getting that $5 million either.
I mean,
So, you know what I'm saying?
me and him, it was
Might have been
like,
a lot of entertainment going on that night. You know what I'm saying?
Beans was the one that gave him that name Yeezy.
Right. He was supposed to give him that, yeah.
I give him,
But it was like a party
What
environment
was
that
50?
night. But I seen him.
Yeah,
I seen him the next night. So we linked up the next day to talk more about more of the stuff. And I said, "Yo, when you said you was posing as a backpacker, did you mean that, or you were just on one?" He was like, "No, I meant that." He was like, I really listened to more street stuff. I was just hanging out with y'all to get that vibe, and I meant that." And I was like, "Well, that settles it." What
else is there to say?
Right.
Yeah, all right.
I don't have to like it.
Yeah, right now I'm posing as your friend. Right. But just from there, the conversation was done. It was like, let's get something to eat.
Yeah, I mean, he showed me a video after that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, look at this video.
It's hard for me to laugh at that. I find that so corny.
I think it's corny too. I think being a poser is corny.
Yeah.
You know, like the shit he said about the baseball hats and I don't like his raps. I don't care about that. I'm not insecure about any of that shit. To me, it's an affront to the culture when you were pretending to be a part of the culture.
To be that, yeah, like, had he not been seen in that light, he would have never been a part of Dave Chappelle's block party. Probably wouldn't have been on Dave Chappelle's show because Dave was heavy on that wave at that time. And that I can tell you as a dude from back then, we were his fan base. That was the base. The street niggas wasn't checking for him like
Not
that.
at all.
It was us.
I don't know. I didn't really believe it, man, because he kind of like started letting people know how much he liked white girls right after that. So it was like,
yeah.
You just started
He used to
seeing
say
them
that
with
on
mad
stage
white
at the
girls.
shows.
Yeah, like,
it was like
like
a punchline. He said, I got a white girl on my arm. She's matched with my outfit. And it was funny. But my crowd would boo sometimes. Like, they would be like, boo. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, that shit was funny to me back then.
Right.
But it was like, I didn't see where it was going to lead.
It was great entertainment, but again, that we really were.
That's right. He was doing all the shit at your shows, right?
That audience really was. That audience really was full. That fan base really got taken for a ride. We really thought he was that.
That's what's up.
And we liked him. Speaking from the fan base perspective, we liked him so much because he was one of them on Rockefeller. That was different. It was like the inmate was running the asylum.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was
a great time for the music.
Right.
Louis, I got a book bag on, but it's made of Louis. It's a Louis book bag. Like, we were like, this is fucking fantastic. We have somebody who really cares about the music, really cares about the lyrics. He's bringing he cares about his fashion thing.
Right.
And he's on one of the biggest labels. This could start all of this shit being cool again. Like, lyricism.
And it did, actually.
Yeah, we had it.
Kanye got money from me, for Lupe Fiasco, for Common, for Yasin Bey. Like, he did a lot of good in terms of like helping with that type of music to get it. Kanye and Dave Chappelle together. Right. But because of that, that's one of the things, one of the reasons why I've always spoken out against Kanye with certain things. I was somebody who was very supportive of Kanye. If you've seen the documentary, there's parts of the documentary I've seen that I ain't remember doing. I'm like, wow, I was there doing that. Okay.
It's all your fault.
You know what I'm saying? But even after that, I was at Kanye house the night that he went up with the Taylor Swift thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was with him in that moment. Or a bunch of things he said, and people like, he's crazy, he shouldn't say this. I would always defend Kanye.
George Bush doesn't care about
especially
I defended him on that one, nigga.
I was happy to defend that.
I agreed to fuck it. I was like, yeah,
happy to defend that.
We all defended him.
With the Trump thing, he said a bunch of things about Trump and supporting him a couple of times that in my, I was like, yo, I don't like that, but he can do what he wants to do. There was one moment that changed me, because at that time we were working on a record. And then he started being on that. He did the Candace Owens thing. And Candace Owens was already on, by this time, trolling me online. Candace Owens fans was calling me niggas and monkeys and all types of shit. And he was like, I like Candace Owens. So I hit him up. This is who Candace Owens is. You sure you want to support her? And he's like, yeah, I support Trump. I support Candace Owens. This is what I'm doing. Wow. He was very unapologetic with it. Right. To the point where it's like we drifted apart. And I couldn't reach him anymore. But then he was on stage complaining about how he couldn't get in touch with Jay-Z. He was like, Jay-Z won't pick up my calls or something like that. And I'm like, interesting. And that's when I made a public post. And I was like, Kanye, you saying Jay-Z can't pick up your calls. I've been trying to reach out to you about this Trump thing. I feel like it's important we have a conversation. Now, I know earlier I said I never do that. I did in that instance.
That's your man.
I felt like beyond him being my man, he's an icon. He's very important. He has a lot of weight. His hand is very big. And I feel very strongly about the Trump thing. I'm also just to state it, because you hear me mention Trump a lot. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not here to tell anybody to vote Democrat. I'm not a Biden supporter. I'm not a supporter of many things they've done in this administration. But I don't see the Democrats who make room in a tent for more progressive causes as much as an existential threat as I see not conservatives, but Donald Trump himself. Mm-hmm. And so I know a lot of people don't feel that way. I know Trump has won over a lot of people in our community. A lot of people are little babies. They want a strong man. They need somebody to feel strong. They need support. That's just my opinion. Free speech, right? That's what y'all say. Y'all love free speech, my opinion. But, I feel very strongly about the Trump thing. And so I spoke publicly about it. And then I did an interview about it in which I spoke about it. And then me and Kanye got up and I told him in his face how I felt about it. And then we didn't speak for a couple of years. And that's when you see the Drink Champs thing. And he used to say things online that I would send him things to read. He would say things that are wrong. Mm-hmm. And I'd be like, that's wrong. And he can't be putting out misinformation. And I would send him stuff. Right. So that's when you see him Drink Champs.
You're good for that.
I am good for that. That's when you see him with Drink Champs talking about, I wish Kweli would read himself to death. That's what he said. He keeps trying to get me to read. That's what he said. Go back and look at this. And I'm like, I'm watching it like accurate. I'm like, accurate.
Nigga, he said, niggas can't read, and you sending them book links.
He sent me all this shit to read. And then Nori was like, didn't you just see Kweli just recently? He's like, oh yeah. I have to fight this nigga now. It's gonna be 100 Brooklyn niggas in baseball hats. Because these are the niggas that was with me when he seen me.
Right.
He was scared to death. That nigga walked in, dressed like Darth Vader for the baseball hat. That nigga had on a mask and a Batman outfit that night. You
talking about the other night. You talking about at the comedy store.
No, the night it was I forgot, it was after Dave something and he came in and all of it. The night me, you and Busta Rhymes.
Oh, it was my birthday.
Yeah.
I was DJing at the club.
We gonna rob that girl for her low jacket.
What the?
Yo,
Allegedly.
We wasn't gonna elect. No, she was talking. She was real cool.
They wasn't
and
gonna do any of
we
that.
was joking
Wasn't
with
that.
her, and we was like,
These
yo.
are jokes. These are jokes.
We was like, yeah, nah, you wouldn't. Because she had on like a low jacket, the New York
The
Yankees
more
joint.
he goes on, the less this sounds like a joke.
No, seriously.
I'm just telling you right now.
Talib probably and Busta Rhymes are not robbing anybody for their car. But it was, listen, shh, at least quiet.
I don't condone
Busta
any of
might
this.
listen. Either way, they
Right.
walked up.
Right.
I'm not even talking because MECC, I'm leaving it alone.
So I want to bring it back to my original question.
So Kendrick
Because
Lamar.
you just mentioned, you just mentioned how much Kanye did as he ascended to superstar status.
Which is
So
dope, by
what
the
do you
way.
think this Kendrick Lamar situation is going to do for conscious rap?
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.